welcome back, ZIARYOGA. I'm Kayla. So today we're just going to be doing a pretty short flow. It's going to be based on some sun salutations. So if you want to, just make your way to the top of your mat. And we're just going to start in mountain pose. So take your feet for a moment, spread your toes wide, lift them up, and then we're going to press each one down. Pull your belly in, try to let your knees be relaxed so that your pelvis isn't tilting backwards. We'll roll our shoulders down, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Close your eyes, just take a moment here. Begin to bring your focus and your awareness into your breath. Starting out just seeing how it feels and noticing how your breath affects the rest of your body. So as you're inhaling and exhaling, you might notice that you're sort of rocking forward and back or side to side. Lengthening a little bit taller each time. And just try to find your weight so that it's even through your feet, even through the outside edge and inside edge, the front of your foot, the back of your foot. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. Turning your focus inward to your body. And then when you're ready, beginning to blink your eyes open, lengthen the arms up over the head. Get as tall and long as you can. As you exhale, just slowly start to bend the knees, fold down. Let your head relax, the back of your neck is long. Shake your head yes and no, maybe rock around a little bit. Making any small movements that feel good for you. And then we're just going to roll all the way back up. So coming to center, start to squeeze through your glutes and roll yourself up. Lengthening the arms up towards the ceiling, pull the belly in. Reach up, let your shoulders relax. Exhale, bend the knees, come all the way back down. When you're ready, we're going to come halfway up, lengthen your spine, roll the shoulders back. Try to send the insides of your thighs back towards the back of the room. As you exhale, fold back down. Squeeze through your glutes, pull your belly in. Let's roll all the way back up, lengthening, reaching. Let your shoulders relax, fingertips are reaching. As you're ready, exhale, come all the way back down, bending the knees just enough so that your belly and thighs can come towards each other. Maybe for you that's a lot. When you're ready, come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Roll the shoulders back, send your inner thighs back. As you exhale, planting your hands down, we're going to step our way back. We're going to start by coming to all fours, take a cat and cow. So chest forward, tailbone out. Lift your back up towards the ceiling. Come back through center, send your hips back to your heels, find a child's pose, lengthen the arms. When it feels good, we're going to come back up to all fours, tuck the toes, send the hips all the way up, keep the knees bent, find your way to downward facing, maybe pedaling the legs for a moment, straightening one, bending the other. Try to imagine you're reaching your tailbone straight up above you. When it feels good, looking forward, we're just going to walk our feet back up to the top of the mat. And we'll come halfway up, roll the shoulders back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, roll up, pressing into both feet, pulling in through the belly. Let your shoulders be relaxed, but you're energetic out through those fingertips. Exhale, straight back down. Come halfway up, inhaling, lengthen your spine, try to send those inner thighs back. Exhale, coming down, planting your hands. This time we're going to step back, we're going to come to all fours and then shift yourself forward to a kneeling plank. Elbows are pointing backwards, shoulders are reaching forward. We're just going to lower down to the belly. Tops of the feet pressing to the floor. Inhale the chest up. You should be able to lift your hands. Exhale to come down. Press your hips all the way back towards a child's pose, but then tuck your toes under and find downward facing. Pedal the legs. Pressing into both feet, trying to send those inner thighs back. Looking forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat. We'll come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold down. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, come all the way up, lengthening. Exhale, straight back down. Come halfway up, lengthen your spine, inner thighs reaching. Exhale to fold down, planting the hands. So you can take either of the first two options, or you can come onto your toes for plank. When you reach forward, we're going to come all the way forward, bending at the elbows, but we're going to lengthen all the way down and reach the chest just a little higher than we did last time. Not all the weight is in your hands. You're using that body to hold you up just a little bit. On your exhale, coming down, press yourself up, find downward facing. So with those chaturangas, you can stick with any of the variations that you like. You can stay with that cat-cow and take child's pose instead of down dog if it feels better for you. Looking forward, we're going to walk the feet up to the hands. Lengthening to come halfway up, roll the shoulders back. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, reach all the way up, lengthening. We're going to change it up a little bit here, so exhale straight down. Come halfway up, breathing in. Exhaling to fold down, step back with your right foot. Bring the knee down to the floor. Top of the back foot's on the floor. Finding a kneeling lunge. Squeeze that glute on the back leg if it feels good. Lengthen the arms above your head. Relax your shoulders. Keep that chest lifting. On your next exhale, hands down to the floor. Tuck your back toes under so you can step back into all fours or into plank or kneeling plank. Flowing through this time, if you like upward facing dog, you can come into it. So your hands are on the floor, the tops of your feet are on the floor, and you're reaching the middle of your chest forward, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Pulling up from the belly, come through a pointed plank and into downward facing dog. Breathe in here. When you're ready, looking forward, we're going to step the right foot up. So left knee's in back this time. Tuck that toe, or tuck the foot straight. Inhale, lengthen, squeeze. See if you can get a little taller. Keep pulling that left hip forward, squeezing in the glute. On your exhale, hands down to the floor. Tuck those left toes, lift the knee. We're going to shift back just a little and then step all the way forward into a forward fold. Come halfway up. Lengthen your spine. Pull your belly in. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, roll all the way up, lifting. Exhale, straight back down. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to lead with the left leg. So when you're ready, come halfway up. Exhale, folding down. Left foot's going to step back. Top of the back foot untucks. Inhale, reach. Squeeze the glutes. Pull the hips forward. Lengthen up. Maybe you can sink in just a touch more. On your exhale, hands down to the floor. Tuck those left toes. Step your way back into plank or into all fours or kneeling plank. Find your way through whatever form of this vinyasa you like. So it can just be a cat-cow. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Spread the fingers as wide as you can. Press into each fingertip. Open through the back so you're hugging those underarms underneath of you. When it feels good, looking forward, step with the left foot forward, finding a kneeling lunge on the other side, untucking the toes. Inhale, reaching up. Squeeze everything in, squeeze the glutes forward, see if you can lengthen taller. Maybe you can sink in a little more. Keep breathing. On your exhale, hands are going to come down. We'll tuck the toes just like we did before. Shift your weight back and then step yourself forward. Lengthen halfway up, reaching the spine. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, reach all the way up, lengthening. This time we're going to come into chair pose, sinking down. Press into both feet, pressing the knees open so they're coming in line with the toes, or second toe. Squeezing the glutes. On your exhale, fold it down. We'll lengthen halfway up, reaching the spine. And as you exhale down, plant your hands, step your way back, finding your way into a plank. Coming to the knees if you prefer it. Cat-cow if you'd like. Reaching the chest up, upward facing dog or cobra. And find your way back to downward facing. When you get there, we're going to reach the right leg high. So if you need to come to all fours to step your right leg up to your hands, that's fine. Otherwise, just step the foot all the way up. Plant your back foot down or finding warrior one. Lengthen up. You're trying to squeeze that back hip forward. If you're coming more towards the corner of the mat with your hips, that's okay. On your next exhale, take the hands down, step your way back towards your plank or to all fours. Take whatever form of vinyasa you like. And we'll move back into downward facing. When it feels good, left leg lifting. Holding here, same as before. If you need to come down to all fours to get that right or that left foot to your hands, go for it. Otherwise, step it all the way up. Plant your right foot down. Squeeze that right hip forward, trying to find the hips square to the front, but they can come towards the corner if it's more comfortable. Breathing here, press into the heel of that front foot. Maybe you can sink further. On your next exhale, hands all the way to the floor. Stepping back, finding your way through whatever form of chaturanga or cat-cow that you like. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Pedaling the legs here. Slow the breath back down. Take long, full inhales and exhales. Try to widen through your shoulders. Feeling that heat in your body. And then looking forward, walk your feet up to your hands. We'll come halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold down, bend your knees. Sweep your arms up. We're finding our way back into chair pose. Holding here, pull your belly in. Make sure you're not arching your low back. Make sure you can see your toes. And then we're going to do the same thing again, leading with the left leg. So when you're ready, fold it down. Come halfway up, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, folding down, plant the hands. You can step back to your plank, your kneeling plank. Maybe you've taken those before, but this time you want to take cat and cow. And then finding your way back into downward facing dog, or you can take a child's pose for a moment if you need it. We'll lift our left leg high when you're ready. Just like before, you can come to your all fours if you need to do that to get your foot up to the top of the mat. Otherwise, left foot up towards the hands, right foot planting down. Inhale and reach. See if you can squeeze that back hip further forward. Tilt your pelvis. Pull in through your core. Maybe you can let those shoulders relax. The energy is still reaching out through the fingertips. On your exhale, hands down. Step yourself back into plank or all fours and take that vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing. When it feels good, right foot's going to reach up. Take it as high as you can. Come to all fours if you need to, but we'll step that foot forward, plant the back foot down. Inhale all the way up. Squeeze your back hip. Tilt your pelvis forward and try to let your shoulders relax. Keep those long, deep breaths. Weights in the heel of that front foot. On your exhale, fold all the way back down, stepping your hand or your feet back, finding plank, last vinyasa. Finding your way back to downward facing dog, and then take the knees down, bring them wide, toes together, sink back into a child's pose. Slowing the breath. When it feels good for you, slowly bring yourself up. Find your way to all fours. We're just gonna bring the left leg so that it's out to the side. Foot's planted straight down. And we're just gonna make some big circles with the body. Moving the hips as much as possible. Bending that knee a little if you need to as you come forward. When it feels good, take those circles in the opposite direction. And then coming in through center, we're going to take that left leg, lift it up, all the way back, cross it over the right, and then slide it back. So I'm just going to have to adjust a little bit because the wall's in the way, but slide your way back, finding like a modified pigeon. So your heel of your right foot is somewhere along your left thigh. If you need to, you can walk your hands over to the right, or maybe over to the left. Just find where it feels good for you. You can lay all the way down if you like to. When you're ready, coming back up, we're going to slowly slide back to all fours. Spread your fingers wide. Take one round of cat and cow, chest forward, tailbone up. Exhale, reach that back towards the ceiling. Come back through center, and we'll do the other side. So your right foot's going to reach out to the side, planting it down. And we'll just start to make those big circles with the body. So bend the knee if you need to. Seeing if this side feels a little different than the other side felt. Maybe changing directions if you're ready. And then when it feels good, slowly coming back to center, we're going to reach that right leg up, take it all the way back, all the way across, and slide yourself back. Finding that modified pigeon pose. Moving yourself side to side or down and up and finding where you feel really good and relaxed here. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back to center. One more round of cat and cow. And then when it feels good, find your way over to seated. Taking the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop outward. You can bring the feet so they're close to your pelvis or far away. Hands back behind you. Let's reach our chest up. Holding here, see how this feels. Try to get longer. Try to send those knees down towards the floor. If it feels good for you, you can take your hands forward, lengthening your spine up a lot, and then hinging from the hips and finding that forward fold. Just doing what feels good for you. Keeping those long, slow breaths. When you're ready, gently bringing yourself back up, hands down behind you. We're going to take the soles of the feet flat down onto the ground and just windscreen wiper them side to side. Seeing if you can bring whichever knee is in the center down to the floor all the way. Keeping your chest reaching forward. So we're getting a little bit of a twist, a little bit of hip mobility. And then we're going to come back through center. Take your fingertips so they're facing your hips, feet are flat down on the ground. Let's roll our shoulders back, opening up through that chest. We'll just stretch all those muscles we used in those chaturangas. Press into your feet. See if you can lift your hips really high. Lift the middle of your chest as high as you can. Maybe your head can drop back. Slowly bringing yourself back down. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. Use your hands to move the flesh away from your sitting bones. Let's get really long and tall here. Just grab wherever you can reach on your legs, so don't get stressed out about reaching your feet. We want to just grab hold of wherever it feels good. Roll the shoulders back. Get nice and tall, and then use the elbows to pull your chest forward, keeping your low back nice and long. If that's not enough of a stretch for you, move the hands forward again, lengthen out again, and just bend with the elbows. Everything else is staying still. If it feels better, you can bend the knees and bring your belly along your thighs. Imagine you're trying to reach your tailbone back towards the wall behind you. Trying to bring the whole of your spine into that straight line. When you're ready, slowly coming up. We're going to take the feet wide. Scoot yourself forward if you need to, so you have space behind you. Arms straight out. Try to keep your heels on the ground the whole time. We're just going to slowly slide back onto our backs, using a little bit of core here. When you're ready, reach the arms above the head. Lengthen the feet long. And then pulling the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock side to side. Keeping the hands on the knees or moving them down to the thighs. We're just going to draw some big circles, taking the knees away from each other as if you're doing the breaststroke. One direction, and then the other when you're ready. The next time you have your knees up towards your armpits, no matter which direction you're going in, you can hold them there. If you like happy baby, go ahead and grab your feet. Maybe just keeping the soles of the feet pointing towards the wall that's in front of you or near you, or you can lift the feet towards the ceiling, but keep that low back on the ground. Keep your head and shoulders on the ground. You're trying to bring the knees into the armpits. So if you find yourself like this, let's keep the knees bent. Maybe the feet are pointing towards where the wall and the ceiling meet, or maybe they're just pointing towards the wall. When you're ready for it, go ahead and release the feet, soles of the feet down onto the floor. We'll start just by letting the knees drop over to the left. If you like, you can bring the right knee up higher, bringing that twist a little bit deeper, but keep your shoulders on the ground. Still keeping those long, smooth inhales and exhales. When it feels good, bringing yourself back through center, letting the knees drop to the other side, and just like before, if you need more of a twist, bring your left leg up closer towards your right arm, but keep your left shoulder down. And then we'll come back through center. Soles of the feet still on the ground. Your hips are going to stay on the floor. You're just going to start to lift that mid-rib off the ground, so you have space between your back and the ground, and then we'll press it back down. So almost like you're doing cat and cow. Just rocking on the back of that sacrum. When it feels good for you, take the hands right on tops of the thighs. Press the hips away from you. Maybe you can shimmy your shoulders a little bit higher. Just a little traction in the back. Inhaling really deep. And as you exhale, just release. Lengthen those legs out if it feels good. Palms facing up. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a long, smooth inhale and hold it in for as long as you can. When you're ready to exhale, exhale out through the mouth. And then just allow your breath to sink back into its natural state, no longer controlling it. Trying to keep your mind on your breath in the present moment. Maybe focusing on the way the air feels on your skin or where the floor feels against your body. If you're ready, you can begin to bring some movement back into your body. Just starting out really slow and small. Maybe just rubbing your thumb across the pads of your fingertips. Maybe rotating through your ankles. As you like, you can start to make those movements a little bit bigger, moving up through the arms and the legs. Eventually reaching the arms above the head. Take a long, full inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees one at a time and just roll off onto one side, using your arm as a pillow. Taking a moment here to notice if you're feeling any differently now than you were at the beginning of your practice. And beginning to blink your eyes open when it feels good and slowly press yourself up to seated. Taking a moment, roll the shoulders back, get as long and tall as you can. Take your palms to face up. And just take a moment to sit in stillness, focusing in on your breath. When you're ready, take a deep inhale, lengthen the arms up above the head, reach as tall as you can. Bring the fingertips and palms to touch, lower them down to your heart center. Take a moment to give gratitude to your body. And may the light within me recognize that it is the same as the light within you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you feel good. Have a lovely day. See you later.